All right, I just made it out here, and so it just rained yesterday. And one thing I noticed last time when we put up cameras, me and Andrew, is that we cut a huge set of buck tracks, and we set the camera up right there. It was going to be where we were going to put it anyways, but it was really encouraging because in the summertime, a lot of these deer, they're not really going to have to go very far. So if you can find a set of tracks after it rains one day, then I think your chances of finding where these bucks core is for the summer is it's going to happen a whole lot quicker than if you're just randomly setting up cameras everywhere and trying to locate these deer. So this is exactly what I'm talking about as far as the tracks. Since it rained yesterday, I know all of these tracks right now are fresh, and I'm gonna go check one of the cameras that I put up last week. Lots of tracks right here. I think this area probably holds deer year-round. It kind of has everything that they need. It has food close by, good security cover. You have several different ridges that drop down, and this is going to be your typical thermal hub type area. I put the camera over a scrape. I don't have any pre-orbital scent or urine on the scrape, but I did scrape the ground. Probably about 10 yards away, I put out some coconut oil, and I was just curious. I really didn't have a whole lot of luck with the vanilla extract. We put it on 6 cameras, and I didn't have one single video of the deer going even remotely close to it. Not to say that it didn't happen and the camera just didn't trigger it, but it did not appear to pull the deer to that specific tree, at least where that scent was. So wanted to try something a little bit different, so I put that coconut oil on the swab. I figured it would at least hold the scent a little bit longer because it's oil based. So we'll see which one of those that they ended up going to. If I was to bet, I would definitely say that they're going to go to the dirt before they go to those scents. It's just what I feel like. The deer, they're used to that scrape activity, and it's just normal for them. But I have been wrong. I've been wrong a lot, especially after that first card pull last week. I realized a lot of different things. So here's the can. Right there is the coconut oil swabs. Right over there is the scrape that I made. All right, so what have I learned from the first 2 weeks of camera pulls? Well, for one, as far as vanilla and coconut oil, they don't seem to be pulling any extra deer to them. Raking the ground, however, it was very good. Putting it in a scrape, even better. And I'm pretty sure if I would have had some kind of scent, as far as like a deer scent, like preorbital scent, I would have had even better results. So that's the first thing. So the second thing that I realized was if you can cut tracks, you can cut your time in half as far as how much, effort and placing cameras and pulling cameras and all that stuff that you're doing. If you can cut tracks, then more than likely you're going to have deer on your cam when you pull it. Here's some do's and don'ts. Mostly don'ts. Don't place them on small pines or small trees. Don't place them in windy areas. You're going to get a lot of false triggers and you can burn up your memory and burn up your batteries doing it. Don't place your cameras in line with the trail. If you have a deer coming through there and they're trucking along, they're going to see those red LEDs on your camera and it's just going to wig them out. So don't do that. Place them off to the side or at an angle. Place them high, preferably if you can, and that will reduce some of that negative reactions you get from the deer. I prefer using the small bungees. You can get them at Walmart. You can get a whole pack of them for under $10. I really don't care for using the straps. Straps are really good for big trees. You can essentially double up on the bungees if you need to, to get around a big tree. But the scent that's left on those straps, I don't know. I just feel like they're a lot more. If you're on private land, do the DIY screw in. I don't know if I have any in the truck. I don't think I do, but maybe I can include that in this video. You can make a whole set with just some washers and little screws from like Lowe's or Home Depot. So, wherever you can use those at, use them, because that will just reduce that amount of scent even more. Every single time it rains, that rain will refreshen that scent on those straps and on those bungees. So anything you can do to minimize that scent is going to be helpful. If you don't have any kind of scent, as far as deer scent, I would just suggest bringing a rake or finding a stick and scraping up the ground in front of your camera. That smell of that dirt, every single time I've ever done it my entire life, you will get, deer stomping right through it, smelling it. In the video you saw, the doe is actually over there and she actually ended up smelling the licking branch just to see if anything, had touched the licking branch, because she saw that ground that was scraped up. So, and then the last thing that I'd like everybody to do, when you're pulling these cameras, you're pulling the card, you're going through the data, check to see what the weather was like. Check to see the wind, had it just rained? Was the wind a lot higher that day? Did it get bucks, up moving around? Think about what time the deer were coming through. If it's the middle of the night, I wouldn't put as much stock in it, to be honest. If you're getting pictures within an hour of, nightfall or an hour of sunrise, then I would put more stock in those pictures or videos. And then, figure out where they're heading or where they're coming back from, and put it all together. Put those pieces together and really, dive deep into, where these deer are bedding, where they're going to feed, and that kind of thing. So that pretty much wraps it up for week 2 of the trail cam pulls. If y'all have any questions, just hit us up on our Facebook page, The Unrested, and me and Tyler can get back to you and answer any of your questions.